All right, everybody, we're back for another episode of the Agent Growth Podcast, and I'm your host, Jacob Sharman, and I'm super excited to be here today. If you are first tuning into this podcast, it's all exactly what it sounds like, about agent growth and helping you scale your real estate business. And you see, I have a guest here today. It's not just me talking, and we have Tharmila Rajasingam, and I'll introduce here in a second, but go ahead, if you haven't subscribed to our podcast, no matter what platform you're listening to, follow us, subscribe, give this video or this audio a like, and so you can stay on top of every episode that comes out every week. And I'm super excited to have Tharmila here because if you watched any of my content, you know that we have been doing content together for the last 3 years, and I'm super excited to have her here, especially to talk about kind of a different episode of what miffs us, what pisses us off, if you don't know what miffed means. And we're going to be talking about one of her areas of expertise, which is CRMs. And we want to talk about what agents are doing wrong, what miffs us about CRMs, so that you guys can take this content and grow your real estate business and really help take your marketing to the next level. So go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, Tharmila, and we'll dive right on in.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jacob, and I'm excited for this. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. I think it's like all the stuff that we talk about, we're going to, on the back end, we're going to bring to the forefront. So I like this. I am a real estate agent as well with Jacob. I am also very similar to Jacob. I'm a real estate marketer. I'm a coach for a kvCORE platform, which is CRM. And I do everything real estate right now in marketing. And I'm actually in Toronto, Canada. And yes, and I work very closely with Jacob. And Jacob calls it Canadiana. That's where I'm from.
No, right. I always call it Canada. Yeah. And so tongue-tied all the time. So before we start off, I wanted to do this. I know I kind of prompted you so you could start thinking, but I want to do something, talk about something that you're loving this week. What is something that you love? And you can go ahead and share that, and then we'll talk about the next one.
Yeah, something that I'm loving this week is getting genuine appreciation. Like, I feel like it's a lost art anymore. Like the other day, like on Monday, I meet with my accountability partner, and when she gives me feedback, like, it means so much, and I don't know, I loved it. It warmed me up, and I'm just like, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. Yeah, that's what I'm loving.
No, that's good. I love that because actually Miguel and I were just talking about this, that companies, when I used to actually work in corporate, they would tell us that people actually don't respond to pay raises, which we think we do, but they actually respond more to positive reinforcement and recognition than they do actually getting a few more dollars an hour, which we all would love, but it's nice to know that you're appreciated and you're doing your job. So that's really good. For me, if you know me, I'm loving, which is every week, I just finished baking bread yesterday. So I'm loving fresh sourdough bread in our house and sourdough everything. So, cause it's really helped us out because we had some kind of gluten problems. So that's my and what I'm loving. So what's something that you absolutely hate that drives you crazy?
Okay, first of all, you talked about the bread. I will tell you, when I was young, when I was little, all I ever wanted was, because when I was little, my mom, I lived in Sri Lanka, and I was grade 3, and my mom would send me literally like 2 blocks away from our house to go buy bread, and I got chased by a dog, which is another story. But I loved getting fresh bread every morning. And one of the things that I would always tell, like growing up, if people ever ask me, like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to own a bread factory. Anyways, I don't know why I'm saying that. But so when you tell me you're baking bread so much, I'm just like, I wish I was in your house.
Well, it smells like a bread factory in here, so it smells good.
What do I hate? You know what I hate so much? Is people now wiping after themselves in the gym. Like, come on, folks. No, it's just a big piss off. I go to the gym minimum 5 days a week. If not, like 1 or 2 of the days, I might even just go for a nice walk if it's a nice weather. And it's just, it bugs me so much.
Well, I'm one of those people that probably piss you off in the gym because I don't wipe down everything. I do wipe stuff. If I leave like a lot of moisture, like a lot of sweat, but we had this talk before and I looked it up. Lysol says it takes 3 minutes to kill something. So you spraying that little thing on there and the person coming, they're still getting the germs.
Okay, well, I'm judging you and ew, David. That's what I'm going to say to that.
Look, you can say ooh, David, all you want.
I think maybe just for me,
this is how I operated Schitt's Creek.
I don't know. Maybe like I'm wiping it off like I guess, I don't know, it's mentally like it feels good. Like I'm like, ew, like this is, you just sat here, you're sweaty.
Yes, yeah, I get that.
Oh, like, and I'm just like, I don't know, a lot of assumptions are going in my head, but I'm going to keep that to another day.
It's all psyche. It's okay. I'm just lazy. I'm like, the next person's going to come sweaty it up. I mean, you're not touching it. You're just putting your back that's already sweaty against it. So you guys can judge me all you want, but I'm just lazy. And honestly, I had a good hate thing earlier. Now I totally lost it with this ADD brain. But I would have to say, well, you'll appreciate this one because I just had it really, is when people say, can I pick your brain? And they come take up 30 minutes of your time for no reason, no intention of using you, and want to tell you how great you are and how smart you are just because they want to pick your brain. So that drives me crazy.
And then they don't end up following your advice anyway.
No, so they don't even follow your content. They just stalk you and they don't do it. I don't mind sharing knowledge because I like talking.
No, but if you picked my brain and I gave you an advice, you would think you'd use it and you don't. So you wasted.
That's the other piss off. They don't even use it. It's like, so you picked my brain and just left half my brain there just for the vultures to eat. Like what the hell's going on?
If you picked my brain and if you paid me, at least like you fed my children, and I'm just kidding. But
or at least follow me and like push my stuff. I know like not everybody can afford stuff, but hey, at least like promote me or something. Don't just blow smoke up my butt and be like, you're so smart. Like, I know, just buy something or like something. All right. So I want to dive into this whole CRM thing because one, if you haven't been to Tharmila's website, and I'll drop all the stuff down, it's tavaresrajasingam.ca. Definitely go check out her website, her YouTube channel, all of that, because it is a wealth of knowledge, especially in the CRM, because this is what actually connected you and I together. I was struggling with the concept of kvCORE when I first came. I had marketing background, I think at that time over 13 years, but connecting the IDEX and CRM and all that was brand new to me. And I just wanted to be pointed in the right direction. So I actually called you to pick your brain, but I also offered you an intro video because I wanted to give back to you. So, but we ended up talking. And so I think this is a really good topic because it's one of those things that I even had this happen this week with some marketing consultations where their brokerage provides a CRM and they're trying to go buy 3 different CRMs and all these things. And it's like, why? It's just because they don't understand how they work. So I think this is a great deal because Tharmila has a great kvCORE course that dives in from basic setup to really how to use all of the features of kvCORE for marketing. And honestly, whether you have kvCORE or not, the principles are there. So go get her course and we'll talk about that more at the end. But let's go ahead and dive in. So what's one of the biggest things that miff you off, like that make you miffed? If you don't, miff means it just pisses you off. What are some of the things that
hey, right off the bat, like when somebody tells me they have like multiple CRMs for, I think the one that threw me off the most is like for different audience group within the same line of business. I get it. If you're in real estate, and if you're attracting agents and you're working in production, like working with buyer, seller clients, I get it. You should have 2 separate CRM, or within the infrastructure of your CRM, if it's robust enough, it can be separated. But if you have 1 CRM per your audience group, one for sellers and buyer and investors, that's just, or CRM, one for your VA, one for your ISA, one for another assistant, no, one for your brokerage. I don't know. I think there's a lot of tools we as business owners were using, and we're already having to use Zapier to connect 2 different platforms. We're on all of the social media platform. If you're on YouTube, you're probably using vidIQ, YouTubeBuddy, or Keywords Everywhere. And on top of that, you have to, and then, scheduling platform, StreamYard, name it, Zoom, I can keep going. So many, like hundreds of tools. And on top of that, you have to manage CRM. So that means you're telling me that you're not really using any of your CRMs properly.
Correct. No, and what's funny is like even if you think about kvCORE, there's literally like buyer, seller, like there's already tabs in the CRM to separate your audiences, your niche, your tags. Oh my gosh.
And then the other one, sorry, to kind of add to that, having multiple CRM, but also for different tasks as well, or operations. That's another thing that bugs me too, is that people, for example, they'll have a different CRM for, I'm using kvCORE for just to house all my contacts, or for lead gen because they've said that it was really good, or for my website. And then I'm using Follow Up Boss just for my drips because they're better. Have you looked at the drips in both? And then someone's like, I'm using all of these to manage all my tasks every day and to track my calls, and kvCORE can do that. So often when people don't truly understand what a CRM does and they don't understand their business, they go to this half done. I was going to swear, but things that aren't fully complete and not very competent decisions for the business, unfortunately.
No, and I don't think anybody can actually say what CRM stands for, let alone know
Yeah.
how it works. So, I mean, literally, it's in the title: customer relationship. Is it manager or
I don't know,
management now?
Jacob.
I'm
The
questioning.
video I just recently did on what is a CRM, customer relationship management, has the lowest views. Tell everybody, go watch that first. That should be the one that has the most views.
No, and the funny thing is, like, I got hired by an agent who had kvCORE with EXP, and then he wanted to hire me to do a Zapier automation. And so I was like, okay, that's easy. I mean, I can tell you how to do it, or I can charge you, whatever. He's like, no, I'd rather you do it. So we needed to go from kvCORE to Sierra, which is where I manage my team in that. I was like, well, kvCORE has a team add-on. Yeah, but I don't like it. Did you use it? No, I just like Sierra better. I'm like, okay. So then he wanted it to go from all new leads from kvCORE into Sierra, because Sierra doesn't have an IDEX. And then from Sierra to Follow-Up Boss, because that's where his ISA was working out of, instead of just giving him a login to that. And then all of the notes and everything had to go back from Follow-Up Boss to Sierra, and then Sierra to kvCORE. So I'm like, nobody's using kvCORE. No, that's just where IDEX
And then what
comes
happens
from.
if his ISA
It's like,
leaves or his VA changes?
right.
Now there's a
Like,
huge
I don't know. It's
gap in your business.
And there was nothing that Follow-Up Boss did that kvCORE couldn't. Not that I'm like a huge proponent of kvCORE. I mean, there's great CRMs everywhere,
Yeah.
but if your brokerage is giving you a CRM, just freaking use it. All these agents think that CRMs are just going to generate all these leads. Yes, they generate a lead because it goes into the database, but that's not how you get the leads in there. It's not where they came from. And that's another piss off for me. I don't know if you're done with this, but I remembered one thing is I hate when people say that their CRM or their IDX is going to bring traffic or generate leads. It's the huge piss off for me because it does none of those things at all. And you still have to send it traffic from your YouTube, social media, organic SEO. You have to do that. And so you see all these people selling these CRMs, if you get Real Geeks or this, but they're just using paid ads. They're
Same thing
charging you
with
for paid ads.
funnels. Like when we know
Oh
there's
my
somebody
God, it
that was
drives me
selling
crazy.
funnels. She made it seem like the moment you get on the funnel, all of a sudden you have this database. And I'm like, the funnel doesn't bring you it doesn't come with the clients. You have to, it's a tool that you leverage to attract your leads. So anyway,
But later in that video, she said, well, IDX doesn't really work, which is like just stupid comment, period. But she said, oh, IDX doesn't work. SEO is dead. And then she said, basically, you're putting your sphere in there. So you're manually adding leads to this client funnel. Like, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, so you generated your own leads from Sphere. So you really, this doesn't generate leads for you. I mean, in a sense it does, but it doesn't bring the traffic or the leads to convert the traffic to leads. But anyway, so back to CRMs. But that's what drives me crazy is like, there's no CRM that's going to generate leads. The only thing a CRM to me is going to do for you is turn your leads into clients. It's going to help you nurture them. And it's a huge benefit. Like, one of the things I was trying to sell to somebody earlier was I had a client that ghosted me back in October, and we just closed on her last Wednesday. So if she's watching this, hey, you already know that you ghosted me. But she just went dark and just basically told me, I can't put the offer. I mean, it's the day of putting the offer in. She just had to sign. And the agent was expecting the offer, and I had worked with this agent before, which was super embarrassing. And so then she goes to me. And then in January, because I have behavioral automation turned on, it said, oh, this client is looking at properties again. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I started looking at her price point went up a little bit because she waited. And then I started seeing what she was looking at. And then she called me, you probably saw that I was looking at properties again, but I already was prepared for that. And my CRM did that for me. And it's amazing how people have behavioral automations turned off. They have nurturing turned off. They don't even have anything turned on or know anything. So, all right, what's another thing that drives you crazy about CRMs and real estate
I think
agents?
this one is a huge one, and I'm trying to really be like an activist on this, like trying to redefine this concept. For some reason, with our platform that I talk about, I'm a big champion of kvCORE platform. Yes, like not every CRM is perfect, but it could be perfect for your business if you know what your business is and how the CRM works. And for me, like, why not leverage a platform that literally your brokerage is giving you for free or included in your cost that you're already paying for, which is very fraction compared to some other major brokerages and brick and mortar locations. And on top of that, you're getting a free website. You're getting your own custom URL website. When you have nothing, trust me, that is huge. So, anyways, going back to the big thing that bugs me really big time that I want to change across the board is this concept of setup, like setting up my kvCORE, setting up my CRM. There's nothing to set up, guys. I don't know if this is like a light bulb moment for somebody. There's nothing to set up. If you ever see somebody selling you a setup course or set up something, and I use it in my videos and in my stuff to attract people to it because that's what they're searching because they don't know what it means. So, but when they come to my website, they'll know set up DIY course. The whole point of setup is you just updating your information on your own. I don't think you need someone, a specialist, a marketing specialist to go in and put your phone number in, your name, your MLS ID, your bio, and like activate a few tools, and then that's it. So unless you need someone to build out a landing page, which again, kvCORE landing pages are so simple. Like
so
there's some
simple.
of them are so not even good that they're so simple that you don't need anyone's help. What you need help with is the strategy. You need someone who's going to tell you what to put in it, how to get it out in front of people. Anyway, so I can go on forever about this, but and the part that is so unfortunate is you paying for it. You have no idea. Like some of my own agents, you know this, Jacob. Has someone paid for their kvCORE a couple of $100 USD? So because I'm in Canada, so it makes a big difference. And on top of that, they don't even know how to use it because they have it and they're like, I've never used it before. And I'm like, so you thought they're gonna set it up and all of a sudden you have deals in your pocket, closed? Oh, I'm so sorry. If somebody sold you that, you need to go sue them.
I mean, I just looked at somebody's CRM that I'm building a website for, and I went through their CRM, and she's an Icon agent, and she knows who she is because I know she'll be listening. But I was like, oh, let me see your kvCORE. Can we see all your closed clients? And she's like, closed. I was like, you didn't put like completed, like closed? No, I just keep in a spreadsheet, which is fine. It's quicker to look at sometimes.
Sure.
But I was like, so you didn't update that? And she's like, no. I was like, okay, we can do that. And then the other thing was,
and then so they're still getting communications.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So that's the other part. And then I was looking at all the smart campaigns because I was trying to figure out, help them with an ad. And I was like, why do you have all these smart campaigns? There's like literally like 200 of them. And she's like, I don't know, the person just did those. So I was like, they created a smart campaign and didn't even tell you what it was for. Like, didn't even show you, like, this is how we're nurturing. Like, I get set up. Like, I get the setup. Like, if you're like super busy, like you're top producing, you don't have time, your secretary wants to set it up, whatever. But it's not like this revolutionary thing that's going to bring you leads. You can go in, and a lot of them, like you said, they're just toggling the on buttons, the default campaigns that kvCORE and all these CRMs have marketing experts that have designed those campaigns. You just need to tweak them a tiny bit to sound like you.
If you're a top producer who like 90% of your like admin work, operation work is done by an admin or you have a staff doing it, I get it. But like, let's talk about the 99.9% of agents who doesn't have that support and who,
Exactly.
first of all, has a CRM and they have to get it set up by somebody. They're not using it. But my biggest thing is, why are you hiring someone who's literally in the Philippines or India, they don't even know what the kvCORE is. They just learned it from watching a couple of videos and they're doing it for you. And then now when you need to go fix something or edit something, who are you going to contact? Pay them another couple of $100 to change your password? I'm so confused. And people are like literally emptying pockets. And when I found out some of the most like simple setup, I looked at the list of what some of the people that were promoting had, and it blew my mind because I have like so many YouTube videos, like 200 YouTube videos that talks about all of these things, and it just blew my mind. And it's we can laugh about this, but it's kind of sad because they could have put that money towards, I don't know, running some ads. So many things.
Getting real leads.
Yeah.
It's funny because you and I talk about this a lot, is that real estate agents that have the money, they put it in the dumbest places. And I say dumb, and I know that's harsh because they just don't know. But part of me is like they're focused on the wrong things. Like the CRM you should be doing yourself, and it doesn't really take a long step. You even have like a DIY like quick setup. And it's really like, these are the only thing that really needs to be turned on. This stuff you can worry about 6 months from now when you're actually getting
Yeah.
leads into your database. You can fine tune it. Like I feel like that in this industry too, people don't, everybody wants a one and done, and that doesn't freaking exist. Whether it's SEO, social media, YouTube, there's nothing that's one and done. No marketing plan, no business plan. Everything requires some type of audit and adjustment, especially in a new business. And I feel like this industry is just kind of hosed because these agents had the wrong mindset.
And then there's so many people out
CRMs.
there, like, I don't know if you get this, but I'm sure everyone gets this who's a real estate agent or is an entrepreneur in some aspect, a business owner. I get like a good 5 to 10 DMs daily, whether it be WhatsApp, Facebook, something. And usually like 80% of the time, someone from India or some international person messaging me, telling me that something's wrong with all of the stuff that I'm doing and they want to help me with it. Drives me bananas. And I can't believe some people respond to this and let them take over their business and pay them, and then they disappear with their money. And so many people are calling themselves experts, and it's unfortunate. And so many of our agents are falling into this trap. If you don't know how to use your CRM, how can you hire a VA that may not be part of your business for the next couple of weeks or months because they may leave? Because I've had VAs who started and then they left, and then you have to teach them, or they have to pick up from where the other VA left off. How are you going to do that if you don't even know how to basic? And I get it. If you have assistance and help, you don't need to know all aspects of it, but like basics, come on.
No, and you can't know if somebody's doing the right setup for you. How do you know they actually did what they were supposed to? You've got to have, just like in marketing, like we tell you to hire a professional in some things, and you shouldn't be designing a website yourself. And that took me 17 years to learn and
Yeah.
master. And somehow you're going to accomplish it in 2 weeks. I mean, I don't get that, but you should still know the basics of marketing. And just like any business, if you're the generalist in your business, you should have an idea of what that person should be doing, but it doesn't mean you have to learn it. But the CRM to me is like, that's the lifeblood of your business. This is how you are going to follow up with people, stay top of mind. And I think that mentality, that one and done, is the same thing with clients. Like your clients aren't one and done. I still get referrals from clients that are closed
Because another
because
thing,
they got a newsletter.
I don't know if you noticed this too, and obviously from coaching a lot of agents and training like thousands of agents now that you and I have had the privilege of working with, this common thing I'm getting to is that a lot of these real estate agents came from like an employee mindset, working like their 9 to 5 jobs where they hired a person. Like if you hire a marketing person or if you hire a sales consultant or somebody, they have a particular job and that's what they do. And you kind of don't need to know all the kinks of it, all the the details of that job, because
Yeah.
that's the expert. You just need to how to lead them and to get that talent out of them. And sometimes they bring that same mindset into your very small business, as a realtor, and then you just completely. There's time and place to scale and automate your business. And there's a lot of things in my business that we've automated, but it took us a long time to get there. But I'm the meat of my business. I still need to know how it works.
It's that generalist specialist mentality. So
Yeah.
as employees, we're required to be specialists in our field.
Yeah.
But as a business owner, you have to be a generalist and require you to find people who are specialists to help you along that process. And it is that employee mindset where I don't need to know that, or I don't need to do that because it's not in my wheelhouse. But then again, it's so funny, people will go learn all of these specialist things too. And then the stuff they should know, they don't know. And it just drives me crazy too.
And hey,
But
if you want to
okay,
be
so
a
what's another? Oh,
generalist in your business right off the bat, you have the money to hire people, specialists, go for it.
right,
I'm telling you, like the
exactly.
99.9% of real estate agents don't have the money to hire no VAs, none of that. So let's not even talk about that. Like that is not even an option, I don't think.
Yeah,
Like all you could do.
no, I totally agree.
Anyways, that actually leads me to my next myth topic. But anyways,
Go for it.
honestly, like my another last and big thing that bugs me is people having a CRM and not using it. Like this sounds like an obvious one. folks, I'm I'm affiliated with Insight Real Estate, who's the parent company of kvCORE platform, and I have the privilege of having and looking at some stats according to our brokerage, which is one of the bigger, clients of this platform, this company, and 50% of the 90,000 agents that have access to kvCORE, 50% of agents log in. Crazy,
That's
right?
crazy.
And then when you look
It
at
shows you that people are not managing their business though. And then
no,
they wonder why they have no leads. And we've talked about this. There's no such thing as I have a lead generation problem. It's a lead capture and lead nurturing. And I've seen agents who are struggling in their business, and I'll go look and they have over 1,200 contacts. And I'm like, out of 1,200, you can't squeeze one referral, 2 referrals out of that, or some business out of that. They're like, well, I don't know what to text them. It's like, oh
hey,
my
I can show you to
gosh,
the
I
water,
don't know
but I
what to
can't make
help
you
you.
drink it. I
Exactly.
think that's my biggest
I mean,
learning
you
is that
could try to force them.
and you and I talk about this too, the people that ask you the less questions were self-learners. They ask you smart questions, but they get started, but they're with you every single step of the way. I try to push them away because
Oh yeah.
to help them, because if I help them, held their hand every single step of the way, it's detrimental to their business, and I'm actually holding them back. So, anyways, I can keep going about that topic too, but that's for another day.
I know you and I think this is why I wanted to do a topic like this, the whole myth thing. And I know we've been wanting to do something like this because this is how we used to set our nights after the end of the day of working and just, oh my God, you know what drives me crazy? You know what somebody just asked me today? And it's such a good thing because I don't think what's scary in this industry is 87% of real estate agents fail. I think it's 78% fail in the first year, so 87 in the first 5 years. And then in Texas, it's even scarier that out of all the transactions that are done, 90% of the transactions are done by 10% of the agents.
Wow.
And now with all this NAR stuff and all this so-called scary stuff that's happening, more and more agents are getting left behind. And I like this topic just because it's one of the things I think it can actually save you in your business, because this is where all the magic happens, and the CRM can be a second option for you to help nurture your leads. Now, I'll tell you one thing that really pisses me off is people get a lead in their database and they don't call them.
Oh.
They wait for kvCORE to do all of it. And they're like, kvCORE doesn't work, so I moved to Follow Up Boss. I'm like, no, it's because you got to pick up the phone. Like, they found another agent. They're not going to wait around 3 weeks for you to reply or a text
But then
message.
Follow Up Boss didn't do
drives
anything
me
for them.
crazy.
When I asked him, oh, have you closed a deal? No. But they
No.
paid.
They're like, oh, it guaranteed me better client closings. Yeah, because it's with the smart campaigns, it's with the automations, it's all that. And Follow Boss, and not to dog Follow Boss, but that's why I think in this industry, it's very important to have a CRM and IDEX integration. Because one thing I love about kvCORE or IDEX is with the CRM, is they show you exactly what the client's looking for.
But a side note though, Follow Boss is a great
can't do that.
CRM. I will say
Oh,
it's
it
a
is.
great CRM.
As a CRM as a whole, yeah, very good.
It's a phenomenal
But I
CRM.
think in real estate,
That's what I'm saying, folks. Like
I need the
Lofty,
IDEX.
formerly known as Chime, there's so many, like even a Command, like all these CRM works. Just know how to use it for your business, but don't compare someone's chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 19, and their business still. Like, you can't look at an icon agent and a capped agent, a brand new agent. They're completely different. To someone even capping, somebody not even capping their first year. Like, you cannot compare your business with somebody else, and your market is completely different.
That, and it comes down to the same common thing. If you failed with kvCORE and you failed with Follow Up Boss, it's you not learning and taking the time to learn your CRM.
Totally.
And this is something you should be in daily. Like, I've talked to you and you'll tell me I look at it 5-10 times a day.
100%.
Because you want to see whatever. You need to have alerts turned on. Most of these CRMs have a mobile app that can alert you when somebody's doing you can turn on your email notifications. Like, I get told every time a lead has revisited, every time a new lead, every time they update something, every little thing they do, I want, and I have those go to a folder and I check those. That way I can respond immediately to those and know what my clients are doing or what those leads are doing.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you're totally failing your business. And this is why you have no clients. You have leads, but you have no clients. That's the
and then
deal.
imagine the amount of agents that would kill to be in your position to have just leads.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally.
Unfortunately. So, okay. So as we wrap this up, what's one, or it doesn't have to be one, it could be whatever, but give some tips on CRM, where to start, And obviously her course is a great way to start,
Yeah.
but plug
Thank
that.
you.
But give them some tips on where to start. Like if they're totally lost and they don't know where to start in their CRM, no matter what
Guys,
CRM,
log
where would you
in.
start?
I log in, and then your CRM
Pretty
will
novel.
tell you, just add your contacts, No, honestly, if you want to learn really basic stuff, just go to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I talk a little fast. I'm trying to slow down. If there's something that's missing, you let me know. But there are lots of stuff in there that's super helpful. Start with that. Learn with free tools. But guess what? Your CRM has training in there too, done by professionals, people that make the CRM. That's where I would start. And then check out my course, because I just take it to the next level. The basics, but I also take it to the next level. So check it out.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here. So if you guys want to catch any of her stuff, definitely go follow her. I'll put all of her information in the descriptions on all these platforms. And obviously you can go to my website and find her there, because we've pretty much done so much stuff together. We have our Friday Connect, even our Friday Connect YouTube channel. We have your YouTube channel, all that stuff we've done together. So go check her out. Go to her website, tavaresrajasingam.ca, get her course. And then on top of that, if you're not following this podcast, follow it. I love your feedback. Let me know if there's something you're struggling with, you would love to hear a topic on it, or even a YouTube video on it. Let me know. I would love to help you guys, because that's the whole point of this podcast, is having fun with this, a little more casual than we can do in our videos, but to help you guys grow and take your business to the next level and weed out all these agents that just need to leave the industry altogether, so that the ones that are serious about their business can thrive.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I appreciate it. Take it.